steady clicking. Bitch, I'm a dog, I'm a menace. Bro, and I'm just caught a sentence. Like, fuck who offended. Free all the real out the system. That chop on my shoulder suspended. I got it, it's plenty. Boy, you got weight off the muscle. Bet one of my shooters is living. Can't try nobody, be keeping my distance. Just got a cold cause it's cold in the trenches. Boy, we not the same. Nigga, we different. I never change. I just got richer. Bitch, I'm a big dog. I feel like Clippers. I get you pit dog like pass interference. The trap out the bando, that hop in McLaren. I run up a check, hit a TD and clear it. Money you stressing, nigga, I wear it. Bitches you flexing with my niggas share. If it ain't the money we talking, this conversation not important. I left the bando slap inside the fortress. My pocket's heavy, I'ma need a forklift. I pull up steady on them in some march. Little bitch, she bougie, say a nigga gorgeous. Shit never peaches, even now in Georgia. My life a movie, told that bitch.
So we back, man. It's your boy DJ Duya up for debate. I got one of my best friends in the building, man. We go back since sliced bread. I don't even know. That don't even make sense. But we go back to Camp Siwakamano and all that, man. My man Lou. Yo.
16-bit Madden.
Yeah, man. Since Michael Vick and all that. Yo, the fact that you was able to jump on here with me, man, it means a lot to me. I just wanted to say that. And yeah, man, let's get into it. So Victor Wembanyana, I hope I'm saying the name right. I should be, as much as I hear about this guy, man. He's from France. He was the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. He's touted as the best NBA prospect since LeBron James in 2003. He's 7'5", a big man. Like I said, coming out of France. And he's got a handle. He doesn't have a wet shot, pause, but he's got all the tools that for what you would call the next evolution of basketball, right? So 7'5", can shoot the three, can handle the ball, can run the floor, block shots, super athletic. So in the first game he played the other night against what team did he ended up? He's the Charlotte Hornets. He was only 2 for 13, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks. It might have been 4 blocks, and then I think 2 assists. So most it's met, when a player comes in with a lot of hype, it's met with a lot of skepticism. Some people was like, man, ain't nothing but Bol. They said, man, ain't nothing but Sean Bradley. So I just wanted to get your take on, we've been talking behind the scenes for months about this kid. And I just wanted to get your take on what you think Wembanyana brings to the league and what you see he could be in the future.
All right, brother. First, thanks for having me. Like you said, we go back. We have been talking about this for a while, and I like how fast it goes by. When you first learn about something and see it, immediately I'm thinking, I can't wait to see this on the best stage, right?
Right.
Holmgren, Zion, that list will go on and on. So it's very interesting now to see that it's all here and it's all come together. What the stat line that you just read me was a poor night for what we're expecting. You're talking about having all the critics eyes wide open, ready to see what's going to go down. That's a quiet stat line. The most impressive part about that is it being a quiet stat line with 5 blocks. So on a bad game, pressure game, first game, you can't expect too much. For him to have a bad stat line, but for him to have 5 blocks, that's already telling me that 5 blocks that's when you wake up. You're going to just come here and just give us 5 blocks like that. What's a good game look? We're going to see the first player to average 10 blocks. Why not? You just mentioned he's got all the tangibles to be the new evolution of basketball player. 6'7", handles, everything you mentioned. It's kind of scary because where's the benchmark now? I mean, it's got me thinking of a video, a short that I just saw, and I think it was Gilbert, it was Brendan Jennings, and you probably seen it. And it was Spencer Dinwiddie.
Mm.
And they had talked about who are you taking right now? Like, who are you taking out of everybody that's ever suited it up? And they all, one said MJ, of course. And then the other was Spencer Dinwiddie said, Kobe's my favorite player. I would love to take Kobe, but I got to take Bron.
Right.
And I'm going to land the plane at Bron's. He said the reason why he was taking Bron is because.
Here's the stats right there. Yep. The 9, 8, 5, and 3.
That's his Draymond. So the reason why he selected Bron was because he said that Bron put out the 20 years. And if you look at the NBA as a business, and you were guaranteed that a player would put an output of 20 years, you would have to take him over anything else. Okay. Now, and I fuck with that, and I agree with that. Against my bias, my bias towards LeBron, pick LeBron over anybody over anything, but he had a good point. Now, Gilbert fired back with, if you'd have told MJ that after you, there's going to be a kid who does this for 20 years. He's going to be 6'9", he's going to be 250 pounds. He's going to win 3 chips on 3 different teams. He's going to be in the finals for 10 fucking years straight. Well, if you'd have told that to a 25-year-old Michael Jordan or a 32-year-old Michael Jordan or even a 40-year-old Michael Jordan who averaged
20, yeah.
What would he have done? We know that, and we know the dog would never have quit. Maybe we would have seen him continue to do more. Then they went on to mention that the man took off 2 seasons, came back, won 3 straight. The man averaged 28, I think, or whatever, like you said, at 40. The man did a lot of things. So then if you were to have told him then that there's going to be a kid that does this for 20 years, he's going to break the scoring record and all this, what are you going to do now? Because until then, Mike never had nobody to go up against other than what he had.
That's the thing right there that you said, right? I'm going to jump in right here.
Wembanyama, right?
I'm just going to jump in because Mike wasn't chasing nobody from the future. He was chasing people from the past. So once Mike felt like he passed Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, because they're the pinnacle. Like, yeah, you could talk about Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, but Magic Johnson and Larry Bird made the NBA to what it was. They're the reason that the NBA, they're let's cut it off and say they are the modern day basketball. They are the beginning of modern day basketball. Because at the end of the day, nobody saw Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell play. That shit was in papers. Niggas read about that shit in the Post or whatever the fuck.
Yes.
Like, so Larry Bird and Magic Johnson was the first people that they saw on TV, on CBS. You know what I'm saying? That was when people started watching basketball on television. So Michael Jordan had that was his parameter. That's what he was measuring himself against. He said, shit, Larry got 3, Magic got 5. I got more MVPs than them. I got more chips than them. What more you want? I'm out. So then, like you said, another kid coming after it, he's not really measuring that. He saw Kobe. I feel like still to this day, he feels like Kobe is close to his heart because Kobe emulated his game and Kobe kind of lived up to the legacy that he set forth. LeBron kind of went in a different direction and made his own, but Kobe followed his blueprint for a while. I feel like the number 8 Kobe, I was saying this on Facebook the other day, the number 8 Kobe is a Mike clone, but the number 24 is the Black Mamba, which is a whole different animal in itself. So then, like, circling it back to Wembanyana is a Durant. He's the evolution of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was a 6'11" shooter, dribbler. He was a guard at 6'11". And Wembanyana is kind of giving us that same type of feel, but he's 7'5", and given the blocks and the athleticism that made KD didn't have. But that's where I feel like the evolution, it's like he's, like I said on Facebook, I said, yo, Wembanyana is really a 2K creative player. He's the type of player that you would go on a game and make, and you'd be like, man, you can't make that, dude.
Yeah. Save up all your coins and credits, and yeah, I made this dude. He's 7'5". He's
got right.
90 handles, 90 post moves, and all this mess. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So here we go. So what does it look? What does it look like? What does the future look like when now the new standard or the new design looks like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be just like Wemby.
Right.
And when they enter the league, what skill set would they have to require in order to surpass him? Now we're talking about Wemby in 15 years, 20 years. Should he, go on to have that type of career? I don't think it's taboo to say that, players can look forward to having 15 to 20 year careers now.
True.
If they want it. And if Wemby is going to be in this light, now we have to consider him being around for 2 decades. That's the new standard for legends, for good, solid basketball players, great basketball players. And again, what are we looking at? What's the next kid look like? We'll see some dude somewhere in the Congo or some shit who's 7'8", who can dunk without, jumping and shit. We've seen some videos like this.
Right.
But what does it look like? I mean, I feel like here's another thing, just to kind of further prove that. Give a little more emphasis. Like Chet was the package until Wemby came in. And now Chet is like overlooked, but we're still dealing with a dude. Chet 7 foot, 7'1".
But then I feel like to complement these guys, okay, you got a 7'5" guy that can dribble, handle the ball. You got a 7'1" Chet that can dribble, handle the ball. But then we get the Steph Curry and the Derrick Rose package. Steph Curry and Derrick Rose in one.
And
that can shoot at 6'3", shoot the lights out, and bang on you. Pause.
At 7'5".
No, at 6'3". That's the only people that's going to be able to compete with these 7'5" monsters. A dude that can handle the ball like Derrick Rose, get to the basket, yank on you, dunk, and then a guy that's Steph Curry, because Steph Curry, we know Steph Curry changed the game with this shot. Like, he made the 40-foot jumper an actual shot in the game. So we're gonna get those kids that's playing at AU right now, that's 6 foot, that measure out to be 6'3", but they can get to the rack, dunk on you with 1 foot, bang. But they could also pull up for 3 and wet that shit. So that's the only thing. So that's gonna be the comparison. It's gonna be like, do you go for this 7'5" or these 7-footers that can shoot and handle the ball a little bit, or do you go for these 6'3", 6'4"s,
ultra dynamic guards?
Right.
Anthony Edwards, his babies. Are you talking about his babies?
I'm saying Steph. Like I said, Steph and Derrick Rose together, or Steph and John Morant.
Trae Young's in that department.
He doesn't have the athleticism that I'm looking for, but yeah, you going in that direction.
They're marksmen, like specialists. Trae Young's a specialist of what he does.
Right.
I'm not really a fan of Trae Young. I'm just wondering if you consider him in that same bracket. Yeah, no, I think I mentioned this to you that I feel like the NBA with the advent of YouTube is creating an extreme separation in talent amongst the players. Yep. You're either going to be super tall with KD, Dirk Nowitzki, Garnett type game, the evolution of those 3 players, Wemby,
Yo, that Garnett is underrated and he's forgotten about. And like Garnett, man. But go ahead.
Garnett, no Dirk.
I don't want to digress, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No Dirk, no KD. That's the evolutional tree line or tree. So then on the other spectrum, you said you have these ultra dynamic. You said Steph, and who was the other person?
I was saying Derrick Rose. I'm just saying the MVPs. You know what I'm saying? F1 MVP. Maybe you could throw Russell Westbrook in there. You know what I mean? Russell Westbrook, super athletic guard, triple double. You know, we never thought we would see triple doubles since Oscar Robertson. Like when we were kids, nobody could average a fucking triple double, bro. Like, come on. We didn't even think that was even possible.
No.
So imagine a Westbrook average. Imagine a dude coming in 6'3.5", averaging a triple double, shooting the lights out, dunking on you. You know what I'm saying? That's the antithesis to Wemby. That's the only thing that could really pop jock from fucking Kansas right now. That's fucking in 8th or 7th grade right now. Will be Wemby's nemesis in the next 6, 7, 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Like when Wemby's taking over the league, like, and he's coming in the league, and they're like, "Yo, this is the new thing, and this is what we were looking for." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think. Or else it's just going to get taller and more athletic and handle the ball. Like, I just don't think that we're going to have a whole bunch of Bowls, Wembys. What was my man? Thon Makers. We're not going to have a whole bunch of them in the league. It's going to be some other guys. It's going to be Scoot Henderson's and maybe Scoot. Because I remember in a few months ago on the NBA app, they was really billing this Scoot versus Wemby. And I ain't going to lie, Scoot did his thing in the game. I was like, okay, this Scoot is something. This Scoot is something, man. And I was like, I known about Wemby since he was fucking, you know, like you knew about Chet. I knew about him since he was 16. So I'm like, yo, this dude is already set. He's going to be something. But I didn't know about no Scoot. I didn't know. I was like, yo, this is just because you got a name Scoot, you going to be something, because they don't just give you these names without your name is like Ronald and they just call you Scoot. They just bypass the Ronald. Nah, you Scoot. You always usually something, man, when they give you those names.
Yeah. I should know more about this dude. I don't know why I don't. There's no excuse. I should know more about this. If he's that good,
he's that good. He's that good.
And I don't know how he slipped. But who knows? A lot of these names that went, I don't know Brandon Miller. I know people who went late in the draft, but I don't know Brandon Miller.
The only reason I know Brandon Miller is because of during the season, they had this issue where this girl got killed, and Brandon Miller was the person that gave the assailant the gun and all this other stuff. And I remember the game. I was watching it on ESPN when they was talking about this Brandon Miller kid, and yo, they was going crazy. They had like signs, boo. As soon as he touched the ball, it was boo. Oh, he's a killer and all this other shit. Man, he dropped 41 that game. So that right there made me feel like, yo, this dude could be something. Like, he had all this shit against him and he dropped 41. And then the next game he dropped like 44. So
bro took that person.
I kind of, I'm an NBA guy. Like I kind of just tune into the NCAA when the conference tournaments come and all that type of shit. But I just remember that specific game on ESPN because they were really touting it up. Like they'll give you a first take, they'll talk about it, or Jalen Rose and talk about it. Shout out to those guys. They're gone now, but at that time they would talk about it. So
I gotta see more. I just lost my train of thought. I was into what you were saying, man. Yeah. here's what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. The reason why I know the reason why I know I'm not really up on my scouting the way I've always been. Always. Because of the fact that since when I was in Vietnam, COVID. The COVID thing was like it when it took away the NCAA tournament, that was it. But the last time I watched, the last time I remember watching the NCAA tournament, it was like 2018. I think Tim Hardaway Jr. was still on Michigan.
Wow.
If not the next year. It was like the last season I really tuned into watching basketball. And every year that followed was less and less, to the point where I don't realize I've missed college basketball until it's midway through March. So I haven't spent more than an hour watching college basketball in the last 4 to 5 years. So
you made a great point. These is the COVID kids. These is the COVID kids. So that's why we really don't know them. These is the COVID kids.
And a lot of these players, this is a good segue back into what I was sharing before about how the future of the players look. They're YouTube players. All these kids, all these kids play YouTube basketball. Like, they're more athletic and more gifted than the professors of the world. And the TikTok basketball players, and I showed up to such park and I tore it down and blah, blah, blah. That's great. You're a TikTok basketball player. But we're looking at TikTok basketball player-esque players playing in the NBA. I want to be proven wrong because I want to see the most competitive basketball possible. But let's take a look at the Jalen Greens of the world. That dude, to me, currently is a TikTok player. And he plays in the NBA. He was fortunate. He made it to where he's at. His style of game is like, it's kind of one of those all-around things, but serves no real true purpose. He's not great at any one thing. A lot of these players can jump out the gym. I think that's a new kind of requirement. And I think if you can jump out the gym, then now all of a sudden you have people will talk about you in the NBA more, right? But if you can't jump out of the gym, but you can shoot the ball 44% from three, well, that'll be the first thing that they knock on you. Is that, well, he's not athletic and he can't jump out the gym. So like at this point, the narrative on so many players is so like misconstrued, and like we have no idea what we're really getting ourselves into. Even scouts are proving this, that they have no idea what they're getting themselves into. We have more busts than we have superstars. Of course. We have more busts than we have superstars. The third pick seems to fan out better than any first picks. We always talk about the value that's picked in the later rounds. Yep. Best value. And today, I feel like a person's ability to gain exposure for themselves is so much more important than their actual skill set. Look at Mac McClung. That dude got all this attention because he could bang. Okay. So then we started trying to watch his game and then dissect the game piece by piece and say, oh, this dude can dunk. Let's look at the game and dissect the game down bit by bit by bit. Oh shit, dude can ball. All right, cool. Let's watch more. Fast forward 3-4 years. Now he's going off in what was he going off? Last year's summer league?
The dunk contest, wasn't it?
No, okay. Last year's summer league, he was doing his thing, fighting for a Lakers position, fighting for a Warriors position. And people were like, yo, who's gonna sign Mac McClung? Let's do it. Dude wants to ball. Certainly wants to ball more than other people I've seen. Became irrelevant. Fast forward to the dunk contest. Now he's relevant again for a couple minutes because he wasn't relevant until we just mentioned him.
I forgot about him. I forgot he won the dunk contest.
There it is. So
when you said Mac McClung, I thought you was talking about Jimmy Fredette.
Same shit, right? Same shit, man. Jimmy Fredette. Jimmy forget. Straight up.
Yeah, man.
So I back to, I know I digress a little bit here, man. Back to this like TikTok style of play. There's really empty stats, empty performance for me. there's a definitive line between superstars and just really good basketball players in the NBA. A very definitive line. And it's a feeling, it's an essence. I feel like anybody who's watched basketball for more than 25, 30 years can see the killer in somebody. And there's only a few players that have it.
So do you, not to cut you off, so do you believe like, do you believe like, okay, boom, you get a Luka Doncic, who's considered like a generational talent, right? But Luka Doncic gets you to the sixth round. I mean, to the sixth seed, fourth seed, fifth seed area with a whole bunch of, you know, mediocre dudes, right? So you're floating around that 45 win, 46 win, 49 wins season. Or do you take a Jalen Green and then you get a Jalen Green, then you get a Mon Thompson, and then you get what's the other dude from last year? Damn, I'm forgetting his name. That's on Houston now. That's like a Chris Bosh doll to me. Not Sengun, but you get a Sengun. But let's put Sengun in there. You get a Sengun, then you get damn, what was his name, man? Houston Wood.
No, it wasn't Christian Wood. Athletic team in the Rockets. Oh, Jabari Smith.
Jabari Smith. Yep. You get a Jabari Smith. You get a Jalen Green. You get Sengun. You get Kevin Porter Jr. You know what I'm saying? You get that team basically like a Oklahoma City's doing. So do you do that, or do like where's the, you know what I'm saying? Will that team jump over Luka and them when Jalen Green and Jabari Smith and Sengun is 22, 23, 24 and they on their second contract? Do they jump over Luka and them?
After Luka's windows are closed?
Not even saying it's closed. When he's in his prime, when Luka's 28, 29, these dudes are going to be 24, 25.
With 4 years of experience under their
right belt. with 5 years experience, 4 years experience, 3 years experience.
Kevin Booker.
Right.
I'd like to see it. I'm going to answer currently. I don't think so at all.
Okay.
I would much rather invest, even though it's a nightmare, to invest in someone like Luka specifically. But something on that caliber, as an example, I'm doing everything I can to invest in the window that we have in 2 seasons. I don't think teams. I feel like if teams are so focused on the future and all these picks and all this stuff, that means they're not winning today.
Okay.
That means they're not winning today, and I don't care about future chips. I know that the future is eventually today. So the Warriors, I'm sure, were making moves, knowing what they were knowing. In 09, 10.
Yo, I remember when they got rid of my guy, man. The guy they got rid of for Clay. I said, yo, what are they doing? What's his name, man? I'm forgetting his name. I don't understand why. Monte Ellis. Yes. I was like, why did they get rid of Monte Ellis? He was basically, Monte Ellis was the Dame Lillard. And I don't want to say, you know, Dame Lillard is the top 76 player of all time, but I'm just saying, for in that time frame, he was like the Dame Lillard of that franchise, and they just got him out of there for some dude, Michael Thompson's son. I don't know who this nigga is. Baby face, clear face, shooter. I'm like, man, who's this dude? He's not Monte Ellis. This dude has been an all-star, killing, you know, he was with Antoine Jameson and them boys and Stack Jack when they came, you know what I'm saying? They beat the eighth they was the 8th seed and made the number 1 team get out of there. I was like, nah, man, they can't get rid of him. But look what it translated to. So that just tells you, as a fan, I don't know what I know. Yeah, I don't know what these guys know, because they see some of these guys every day. So, I don't know why I really said that, but I'm just saying, like, we don't know what some of these guys can become. I remember, man, you saying Steph Curry this, Steph Curry that. I said, man, he can't even stay healthy. His ankles is damn paper. You know what I'm saying?
Tapped into new medical technology, something that we did not see coming. We tapped into new things that we did not see coming. They had procedures with him, technology with him. They had unlimited resources with him, ways to experiment, coupled with a kid like who is a dog. He was a dog in college. He was a dog throughout the transition period where he was getting injured, and look at what happened. Look what ensued. So again,
I'm a Miami Heat fan. Like, I'm a Miami Heat fan, and during the years that the 4 years when LeBron was on the Miami Heat, yo, I remember this shit. I remember, Steph Curry. I remember this game like it was. I don't want to say like it was yesterday, but I definitely remember this game. Yo, he put this move on Mario Chalmers that made him buckle, and I said, yo, that's when I knew like he was an all-star, all NBA type player. But I didn't think that. I'm not saying that. I thought from that moment that he was a fucking top 10, top 15, top 12 player of all time. I'm just saying from that moment right there, I knew that he was an all NBA caliber player. And I was like, damn, this dude is something different.
I've yet to see many moments from players like that today. When was the last time I saw a moment from a player like that today? Give me a second. I like Melo. I feel like basketball is so easy for that kid.
Right.
Bro, he's been toying with himself and his teammates. Like he's been a circus act for 7 years, 8 years. A long time. You know? Right. Like, so I feel
because we've been going all over the place to I'm gonna kind of keep us on track, but I'm gonna say that I'm gonna ask you this question. How do you feel about these players getting these contracts? So LaMelo Ball gets $200 million. Tyrese Halliburton gets $200 million. Jeremy Grant, $160 million. I'm trying to think of the other up and comers that have gotten huge contracts. We're going to actually get into the free agent list, but how do you feel about these players? Do you feel like these players can live up to these contracts?
Some can and some won't. If you win a championship, I don't know. I don't know what the incentive is for the owners. You got to understand. For me, I want to see championships. Everybody's gauged off of winning championships, and second, their contribution to that championship. Mm-hmm. So Robert Horry versus Steph, for example.
Okay.
Can he spin
right there? Pause right there. Would you rather be Robert Horry, 7 championships, or would you rather be Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer, gold jacket, and no championships?
I'm trying to get me to contradict myself because I thought you were going to say somebody who had 1 ring. Like
no rings, but you're in the Hall of Fame. To me, the Hall of Fame is greater than winning a ring.
But Barkley's in the Hall of Fame.
That's what I'm saying.
I would Barkley's career over. No, because I say I value winning. All right, let's see. I really thought you were going to say 1 ring of a guy who earned it, as opposed to a dude who walked through, like Derek Fisher, who walked through 5 rings.
5 rings. 5 rings. That Robert Horry is like tit for tat. They're the same. They're the ultimate role players.
Or would I want to be like a dude like Aaron Gordon, who, when it's all said and done, might have just won 1 ring and contributed that year? That's fine with me over the 7 rings of Horry. But I'm deflecting your question. You said Barkley.
Hall of Fame. I'm saying
Horry's in the Hall of Fame?
Nah, he's not.
He's not?
Nah. They're fighting for him to be in the Hall of Fame, but nah. They got Vlade Divac over him.
That's politics.
Yeah, I digress on that. Vlade Divac should not be in the Hall of Fame, but go ahead.
Robert Horry, he should give up one ring to go to the fame, to go to the Hall. You're asking me if I want to be a legend or
you want to be a Hall of Famer?
A Hall of Famer, legend, Hall of Famer, or
Springfield, Massachusetts. They got you in there, or you want to be Robert Horry? 7 of these things, 7 rings, but you average 9.
You got me. Because Barkley stood for something. I don't even like Barkley like that, but he stood for something, and he took all those L's. And he's
Karl Malone, John Stockton. We could go and list. I mean, you shitted on Patrick Ewing. I was upset the other day. You shitted on Pat.
Yeah,
but
I had to get him some.
Karl Malone, John Stockton. These guys that never got the ring, but they're in the Hall.
Those rings would have been distributed much differently if there wasn't one man. Killing me. I'm gonna say Robert Horry. Wait, what are you asking me?
Get out of here, man!
What are you asking me? The career, the earnings, or like the notoriety? Like I've got 7 rings where I'm in the Hall of Fame.
Reggie Miller.
I'd love to be Reggie Miller. I wouldn't have any, because he's still successful. He's still like Reggie Miller takes his losses with pride and dignity. I have no problem. Barkley's hard because Barkley gets shamed all the time. And you're asking me if I want to be shamed all the time. No, but like it wouldn't matter to me. Well, it would matter to me, yes, if I didn't win in my career. But if I was a Hall of Famer player, specifically Charles Barkley, I would have every reason to be proud of myself.
I'm just saying any Hall of Famer that didn't win a championship. There's a few of them. There's a few of them.
I'd be in the Hall of Fame. Barkley was a hard one, but I see your point more now with Reggie Miller. I took the Barkley thing a little bit more. So I'm not a huge fan of Barkley, and I see him just constantly getting dragged all the time. It's like I associated my answer with that. But Reggie Miller, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Elijah won 2 rings.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys. Penny Hardaway. Penny in the Hall of Fame?
Nah.
Penny's a player. I'm cool with that.
I think Tracy McGrady's in the Hall of Fame.
I would rather be Tracy McGrady than Robert Horry. Even though I said what I said, I'm looking at this from
Tracy, now to your point,
business standpoint.
McGrady never won.
Of making a team. If I'm a player,
give you a shout out, Lou Palladino.
If I'm a player, right, then I want to win. But if I'm a player who's ass and I'm just sitting on the bench and I'm really like number 15,
yeah,
then I'm happy to just be on the fucking team. And if they drag me through the chip, then I'm gonna go to Miami and party like everybody else. I'm gonna show my ring off, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So there's a huge advantage to being Robert Horry in that sense because you can ride that wave for a long time, and what a wave to ride.
Right.
But I feel like if I wasn't a part of that, I got to go to the dignity. Like if I wasn't a part of that, I would take the Hall of Fame crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take the Hall of Fame. There's no question about that. If I'm building a franchise and I'm investing in either Luka Doncic or I'm going the Houston Rockets route that we mentioned before, winning is the only thing that matters. It is the only thing that matters because the fans want that. Okay. They want the team to be relevant, and you're not relevant. They never built a statue for second place. And if you're not winning,
they tried to argue me on NBA TV NBA app, NBA radio. They said that Kyle Lowry should get a statue in Toronto. I said, stop, man.
What in Toronto?
Gotta stop, man. I was like, yo, y'all just giving anybody a goddamn statue? Come on, man. He doesn't deserve no fucking statue. I like Kyle Lowry. He's a dog. He's a good player. But he can get his jersey retired, but he's not getting no motherfucking statue. What the fuck are they talking about, man? They really argued me down with this stuff on NBA radio, man.
Wait, okay. They argued you down because they thought that this was worthy, or the Toronto Raptors were really doing this and they don't see a problem?
They just said that he's worthy, that someday, they was like, someday Kyle Lowry's going to get a statue. I said, yo, man, I'm calling it right now. I said, yo, man. I said, Cam, AD, you really think Kyle Lowry's going to get a damn statue? He got a ring and he could have his jersey retired. That's enough, man. He's not getting no statue. Now, if we want to talk statue, Vince Carter gets a statue because he is the reason why. He's the reason why there's even a team still there. He's the reason why they didn't leave. They didn't become Vancouver because of Vince Carter, bro. Like, yeah, Chris Bosh came after him, but Vince Carter kept it afloat. Brian Reeves didn't keep Vancouver going. You know what I'm saying? They had to move to Memphis because of that. Like, hit shots. All right, Robert Horry hit shots to win games. He didn't get chips off everyone else, but you're not building the team around him or Larry. Yeah,
he didn't get dragged.
No, he didn't. But that's why I specifically said him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying no fifth dude, like no 11th player on the bench, like
Quinn Cook from the Warriors.
Right. I'm not saying Quinn Cook, who got, what has he got? Three chips, or what's the other dude that was on the Warriors?
I think Quinn's got 4 because he got 1 on the Raptors. I'm not sure about that, but
damn, what's the other dude, man? What's the other dude? You know these Warrior dudes, man, more than I do.
That packed up rings for doing nothing. Damian Lee,
that's another guy. I think he might have won the ring with the Lakers too, man.
Fan favorite. He's a team favorite. Can't really knock that guy.
Damn, what's the other dude, man? He's not even in the league no more, I think.
Racked up.
Look at the roster real quick. 19 Warriors.
Festus.
Not Festus. Damn, man, what's his name? I'm gonna tell you right now. Wait a second.
One, 3 chips.
Maybe 2, maybe 3. It could be Jordan Bell is the guy, but it's somebody else that I'm thinking of.
I think Jordan Bell only got 1, but yep. Those type of players, we know who you're talking about. Those guys.
Yeah, it's another guy that I'm thinking of.
The bench that do that. You know, they do that jump turn when you get absolutely no burn, like literally 14 and 15 guy. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Juan Toscano Anderson. That's who I was thinking of, honestly.
Oh, JTA?
Yeah, because he got a chip with the Lakers.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
JTA.
I thought, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Toscano Anderson. I
mean, at the end of the day, I guess I got to keep it a buck. I'd be happy with any NBA career I could have ever had.
Oh yeah, man! It's definitely going to be made worth more than what I'm making today. It's going to be worth more than $65,000. Like, come on!
That was my dream. So that gets into the money thing about what you mentioned about the money. Should these players, or will these players, live up to the price tag? Man, when I was growing up playing ball, doing my best, man. Like I shared with you multiple times, Michael Jordan set the precedent. He set the standard. What was it, 36 million or something we had? 26 million, and then endorsements, 30 million, Michael Jordan, when we were, 15, 16, 17 years old? Yeah. I'm like, damn, man, if I could go into the NBA and make $2 million, I would have the most successful career I could ever imagine, right? Even though I sat on the bench, was the worst player in the NBA. Everybody laughed at him. No, I can't believe it. That type of shit. Be happy with anything I could have gotten. Now I realize how far of a dream that was. So money. to some players, money matters. To me, it's interesting because it was my dream first. And then obviously the money matters when you're doing contracts and you feel you have a value and you have a particular worth. You want to extract as much money out of your boss as you can. I get it.
Right.
Money, when it becomes what it is, and when I'm saying what it is it's extreme money. Extreme money. It becomes kind of secondary. Like, okay, how much value do I have to negotiate if I sit at the end of the bench? Not much. I'm happy to just be at the end of the bench. Oh my God, $2 million a year. Oh shit, I'm killing it. Better than any desk job I could ever imagine. Better than running my own business and the stress that would take to do that. Or am I a player like Ja Morant who gets paid to dazzle us all with dunks and mid-range jumpers and Instagram posts and a whole wide fucking range of shit that he does to earn his money? I don't think that's justified at all. I understand that.
I'm lying because they nicknamed him and Derrick Rose Guns N' Roses.
Oh my Lord. You need some milk. The money's tied to the value, and it's all relevant to what the NBA brings in and what that particular organization franchise brings in. Yep. So it's really just a matter of market value versus actual value produced. You mean to tell me that half these players that are looking for contracts right now are worth $1.8 million a year for in the next 3 years just to show up to practice and get their asses kicked?
Right.
Why wouldn't you hire Dino?
Because what is LeBron really worth?
Dino will do it for $250,000. I got a lot of friends that'll do it right now. Sign me up. I don't need to do shit because a lot of these players aren't really doing shit. They're the fifth man on the team, or excuse me, the 15th man on the team.
I disagree with that because they're the reason why that the top 7 dudes can even ball, because they got to go against somebody. They got to practice against somebody. They gotta go against somebody that gives it they all for them to even get to that level where they can play 82 games. And like a Jeff Green, for instance, Jeff Green is in their ear like, nah, nigga, what the fuck? You soft, nigga. Step it up. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, those dudes matter. Even though he's not.
Jeff Green matters. I'm talking more like.
Okay, you talking like
after Daniel Quickly.
Okay,
those guys are.
Udonis Haslem, you talking like that's kind of where I was going with it. Udonis Haslem, like a guy that doesn't really necessarily play any games, but he's playing Jimmy before every game. Him and Jimmy Butler is going one-on-one every game. You know what I'm saying?
There's only one Udonis Haslem, but
True.
that person.
True.
He gets the exempt card.
Right.
You earned it. But everybody in that category, yes. I just kind of like, okay, that's not $2 million worth of value, in my opinion. But how do you justify that? I mean, the top superstars, whatever they pay Jason Tatum is worth every dollar. It's worth every dollar. But the problem is you're tying a numeric value, which is only 1 through 10, players and human beings who are completely different in many, many different aspects. Like, we always kind of go back and forth about who we want in the locker room, what kind of players I want in my locker room versus what you would prefer.
Like Jaylen Brown, you think that Jaylen Brown deserves $280 million for 5 years?
Deserves. I think Jaylen Brown deserves. Nobody deserves shit. Is Jaylen Brown worthy of 200? It's a lot of money, man.
It is.
So it's irrelevant. It's relevant
in a salary cap sport where $279 million is basically the threshold.
It's rough. It's a lot of money, and it's all relative to the amount of money that organization are able to bring in. It's a business, right? They're employees.
Right.
These are employee costs. So when you're dealing with something that's, worth billions and billions and brings in billions and billions, then when they fraction out salaries, this is what it ends up looking like. But again, you're attaching a dollar amount to like, okay, we have it to spend, so we got to spend it on 15 players.
Yeah.
We have it to spend, so we got to spend it on 15 players. And I think some organizations do it much better than others.
Of course.
I think some players are really good at scamming organizations out of money, pressing organizations out of money.
John Wall, right?
Well, dang.
He was good for a while, though.
He was all right.
John Wall was good, too. He's an all-star.
So some players are clever. It's hard because when we were discussing a while back about that $30 million club,
yeah,
there's a varying degree of athleticism and ability and skill set and maturity and wisdom and all the tangibles and intangibles that come to the conversation with the same amount of money. And that's where I find it to be very fascinating, because I don't want to pay someone who wants to show up and is okay with losing, but is happy because they can go to the club that night and win. You know what I mean?
Harden. James Harden.
Okay, boom. Who else gets Harden money? Giannis?
Oh, man, it's not. There's not many getting Harden money.
Giannis, look at Giannis. Look at Jokic.
Yeah.
That's my point, man.
Yeah.
That's my point. Honestly, going
So this is what we're gonna go into next. This is a big. I don't even want to say a big free agent class, but these are the players that I'm going to give the dollar amount, and then I'm going to give the player and the team, and I want you to give your quick take on it. We're going to go through about 15 players, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to go too deep into the free agent class, but I'm going to start off with Jeremy Grant, who got the most money as a free agent. I could really go into the players. We're just gonna stick free agents, and then another show we'll go into the players that re-signed. So we got Jeremy Grant re-signing an extension. He was an unrestricted free agent with the Portland Trail Blazers. He's getting $160 million for 5 years. How do you feel about that?
$28 million a year?
Yeah, 32 is the average.
Okay. I feel like some organizations have the money to spend, and they have to spend it somewhere. If you've got a guy who, like Jeremy Grant, can go get that same kind of area of money anywhere, you're gonna have to spend more to keep him.
And mind you, in the collective bargain agreement, the CBA, you have to spend 90% of the cap. So I remember back in the days when teams used to just not spend any money and try to get 40, you know what I'm saying, keep their salary down to the point where they could just sign like a LeBron James and a Chris Bosh and a Dwayne Wade at one point. But now you really can't do that. You have to be within 90% of the cap. So that's why you see Houston Rockets signing a Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks to these big deals. But, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, it's hard to really justify paying a certain amount of money to players across, a league that differ in talent and actual value and output. What's particularly with Jeremy Grant, you're going to have to pay to keep him. Portland's an interesting franchise because I really don't know what their motivation is.
Me neither.
I can't figure it out. I don't even think they know.
They don't.
Unless they do something I don't really know what they're thinking about doing. So if they kept Grant, if they paid Grant because they want to keep Dame, then they overpaid for him. That's not necessarily his value. But if they feel that he is worth it, which is kind of weird, then they find themselves in a different position of overpaying for someone for what reason now? You have no superstars to go around with him. He can't be your superstar. What are you going to do? You just gave this guy all this money. I would cut his ass out too. Why are you going to pay him and not keep your superstar? You're wasting the money.
So all right, so that's the take. I'm gonna keep it moving though. We got Fred VanVleet going from Toronto Raptors to Houston Rockets for 128 million, and that's gonna be $42 million per season for him.
He gets more money.
3 years. That's only a 3-year deal.
Okay, somebody was getting mad money up front, but then got a lower contract as the years went on. Maybe it was Fred. Fred took the bag, man.
This is an undrafted player we're talking about.
What are we going to... Yeah, those are people who take the bag. They have to, because the window is extremely short.
Right.
What I was saying about winning, if you win, money's going to follow you, period. So everybody else who's not winning, they have to play the game with money.
Right. These people got families. These people got, people that invested in them in their basketball, their whole basketball journey.
A good example were the Saints that won that Super Bowl.
Right.
They paid for that Super Bowl after they won it. Because Breeze's contract came into play. He got some ridiculous contract. Remember that?
We'll later on in our in this podcast, I'm gonna have you on, and you don't like him, man, but I'm gonna make some points why he's over Aaron Rodgers, and that's one of your guys, man. But he's higher on the list than Aaron Rodgers, but we're gonna keep going with this NBA stuff. It's got him in all type of stats too, man.
Breeze.
Yeah. Got him. He got him in passing yards. He got him in touchdowns. He's tied with
Chill.
Aaron Rodgers got him in MVPs, but
not putting my energy to think about that, because that's a good conversation.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. But I'm cool with the NBA. That's a different conversation.
Right.
Never pick it. Ooh. So who do I build a franchise around? Aaron Rodgers. I like that mobile quarterback. Anyway, that 30 million area, it's hard because you're paying a lot of people the same amount of money who aren't giving you the same output. I hate that. And I run a business, man. So like, if it's not working, I can't keep doing it, or I'm an idiot. I'm insane. And players are the same. I find it amazing that we're just going to give James Harden more money. Look at his track record. Okay, so I'm digressing, but a lot of talk has been in this offseason of the NBA. Every offseason there's a headline. The headline of this offseason has been Dame Lillard wanting to go to the Miami Heat and kind of, projecting his way there. But I don't like James Harden, bro. Like, for the simple fact, like, you was on Houston, then you wanted to go to Brooklyn. Then you made your way to go to Brooklyn. Then you go to Philadelphia. And then it's like, 3 teams in like 3 years. It's like, out of your contract, man. Stay in Philadelphia, and if you lose or win, stay there, man. We don't want you to go to another. I don't want you to orchestrate a trade to another team. It's like, come on, man. Diva shit.
I'm tired of that stuff, man. I can understand Dame. You've been in one team for 11 years. Okay, boom. They're going in a different direction. They drafted Scoot. You told them, said, man, don't draft no Scoot. Draft somebody or trade that and get me somebody that could win. Get me Zach LaVine. And me and Zach LaVine is going to try to win. Don't get no goddamn Scoot. Like, He told them that. So they said, nah, nigga, fuck that, Dame. We getting Scoot. We not doing another Sam Bowie and Jordan. We not doing that. Now, I'm not saying Scoot's gonna be Jordan, but I'm just saying we not fucking up the draft again. We not having another what was my man from Ohio State? Greg Oden and Kevin Durant. We not doing that again. We drafted Scoot. We not missing on Scoot. So Dame is like, yo, get me out of here, man. Send me to a place where I could at least have a chance. Scoot, Simons, what's my man we just mentioned? Grant, Nurkic. That's gonna have me fighting for the damn mid-season tournament chip.
That's not the recipe.
Yeah, come on, man.
Not the recipe. I don't see that they're not formidable contenders at all. They're just outsiders looking in. There's 5 teams that can actually win the NBA title year after year after year.
Right.
That's
maybe 6.
Maybe I'm cool with that. And it's a far cry for number 5 and 6. Because you're gonna have to rely on look, Miami was number 6 maybe going into the season, right? Fair to say. Number
8, man. 7.
No, before the season started, like what we expect from the Miami Heat. They're one of those Golden State Warriors. Yeah, I mean, I put Miami somewhere in that area of top 7.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, they was in the Eastern Conference Finals the year before, so they was a top 4 team. So based off of free agent signings, trades, they could be a 5 or 6 team. So yeah, I'm with that.
Miami plays to win championships.
Yeah, I'm with that. That's a good take. I'm with that.
Miami plays to win championships, and you can see how they structure their organization, how they monitor their players, and
I ain't gonna lie, I like our new undrafted guys, man. We got some more undrafted gems.
They got
some new ones.
They had a point guard who was going off with Jovic.
Yeah, man.
What's his name? Junior? Is he a junior?
Yeah, I think it's a Jamari, and then they got a Drew Smith. What's another dude they got? Orlando Robinson. There's a guy. They got some.
I remember his name.
They got some new guys. That's why they let Strus and them boys walk. They like, nah, we got some new boys for y'all spots.
Always young blood. Always new people.
Yeah, I like what they give out. All right, let's keep it moving though. All right, boom. I know you hate this guy, man. This is not one of your guys, man. But it's like, as NBA talent goes, people love him, man. We talking about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving re-signs for 3 years, 2 years, and 1 player option for $126 million with the Dallas Mavericks. How do you feel about that?
126.
126. $42 million a year.
I was gonna say salary's on the decline.
Yeah, because he should be getting 200 and something million.
Okay.
He should be signing for 5 years, 200 something million. This would be like his last big contract going in. He's 31 years old right now.
Yeah. The human error that's involved in all this is the fact that we pay for things we've already seen. And we pay for things that we have already seen and that we believe we can expect again. And that's the gift and the curse right there. You need a really good, healthy balance of like, what have you done for me lately? And those up and coming guys, the Jordan Pooles, the Klay Thompsons, the Gabe Vincents, those out of nowhere guys that are just like, yo, I want to win. It's written all over my face. I want to win. Yep. I want to ball. Like, I'm not afraid of the moment. I want to ball. Not a lot of people have that. And it makes it very easy to pay the players that look great in the big games, like the Hardens of the world.
Right.
It's easy to pay them because they fill seats. It's a business.
Right. Right.
And they fill seats however they got to do it. If they fill seats because
they got to have somebody that's in there.
They're divas and shit. Watch the Bullet. Or I keep calling them the Bullets.
He keeps calling them the Bullets. I'm dying of that.
watch the Wizards fill seats next year.
Okay.
Because they're relevant. They've got drama now. They're the team that, like, they know they're being laughed at, ridiculed. Yeah, send them to the Wizards. So Poole has a position. He can either, like, you know, he can either play for the bag, or he could just collect the bag. We shall see. Are those little kids gonna grow up and say, all right, well, we're not gonna be laughed at. We're not gonna be a walk.
I could see them taking the Bulls spot though. In the like, I could see them competing with Atlanta. But Atlanta should be better than what they are. But them giving up John Collins, I expect them to kind of take a step back. But Atlanta should be a top 6 team. But they're a 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I mean? I could see Wizards getting in the 9 or 10 spot, maybe getting out of there, but competing for that spot. That's
possibly making a name for themselves next year.
Right.
The Bulls.
Because Washington, D.C., yeah, it's not necessarily the greatest town, you know, like, to live in, but you could live in Maryland and have a nice home, and for the low, and, you know, that's not necessarily the worst place to stay geographically in the United States. You know what I mean? If you're Portland or Utah is close to Los Angeles, it's close to California, so it's not too bad. But Portland is like damn near Canada, man. So that's one of the worst. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's one of the worst places you can go. It's like the furthest travel. Every flights is, you know, flights is weird over there, and yeah. But I'm gonna go to the next player. Cam Johnson, man. Cam Johnson re-signs with the Brooklyn Nets for $108 million, 4 years, $27 million for Cam Johnson. What do you?
They like him. I have not seen enough of Cam Johnson. I have not seen all the stuff that people like.
Finally, somebody says it, man. Somebody says it.
Me? I do want to get back to Kyrie, Dino. I don't see everything that people see about Cam Johnson.
Okay.
I respect the fact that NBA players in the league, and like he seems to fit well wherever he goes. Maybe he's one of those cool locker room guys that people talk about.
Okay.
But on the court, I just haven't seen it. Like, I'm not disrespecting dude's game. He plays basketball professionally. And
he's 27, so he's in his prime, man. He's 27, man.
I mean, I just don't see it. That's fine. Maybe he's coachable and he has a lot of intangibles that you don't see on the television.
Okay.
That would justify him being there, but I don't see it. I keep watching. I didn't see it in Phoenix.
I really didn't. I ain't gonna lie. I like Bridges, man. Bridges is the baller, man. 83 games. He hasn't missed a game since he's been in the league, man. Baller.
Bridges. That's something you pay for. See? That's something you pay for. I don't even think the league loves Mikal Bridges too.
I like that, man. I can't even lie to you.
They treat him like a future superstar. I don't see him as a takeover guy. I see him as the perfect number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
The perfect number 3. But the money is too. We're paying for stuff that we saw before. We're paying for the names. Does Kyrie get all that money if he plays 40? Kyrie gets whatever the fuck he wants, bro. Because he's dynamic.
Right.
He's dynamic on the court. He's dynamic off the court. And he is a walking brand. And that brand is a huge benefit for your team, even if he fucks your team up, which he does.
Yeah, he does.
So the track record is, like, let's talk about it. All right. Kyrie, I think the money is on the decline. I think we pay for what we've seen, and I think we pay for names more than we're able to see the value in paying for talent that is actually valuable Mikal Bridges is valuable. He's not a superstar like Kyrie Irving, but what he provides you, what he gives you is fucking valuable. Any superstar can be any superstar. You ask what you ask from a superstar. You do whatever you want in the public scene, but I need you to give me 30 points.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's fine. But if you can only do it for 40 games, or if you come at, you can only do it during the regular season, then what are we paying for?
Just to make this point, Kyrie does get all the money. All the money in the NBA is guaranteed. So yeah, if he plays 40 games, he gets all his money. Yes.
Awesome for him. And but then you're paying a guy who gets all of his money, being said, who plays all of his games.
Right.
Then
some.
Let's keep it up. If we all worked together at the office and we hated our jobs, and we all were making 70 grand at the job,
right?
And somebody else is making more money than us, how are we gonna feel about that?
Where it's
the same shit in the NBA.
It's the same shit.
But
to the point, it's like, all right, there's metrics, and then that this person is the highest metric, and you're like rungs below them, and you're saying, okay, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking of my job. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming in the mid-level exception, but there's guys that's really doing high level deliveries, and they're making their times and all that stuff, but I'm like in the mid-level. So yeah, I would be like a mid-level exception guy.
You would take whatever you can, whatever value you can,
right?
And a lot of people know that they're not contributing to a championship. They're there to feed families. We're the ones that give them that. We're the ones that look at them like, if you ain't in playing the game, doing 30 minutes a game, averaging 15 plus, then you ain't shit.
Right.
And that's perceived market value coming from the audience. But take the money. I mean, is anybody going to turn down less? Few people do. Few people take less money when they know they have value, unless for one reason they want to win.
I feel like if you this is when dudes take less money. It's like, all right, you playing for a championship contender, but that Gatorade, Powerade, and Adidas is gonna pay you the money that you would have gotten. So Gatorade, let's say that you could get 200 million, but you'll say, all right, boom, I'll take 120 because I know Gatorade, Powerade, or Gatorade or Powerade and Adidas is gonna pay me the extra 60 million. Right. You know what I mean? Or 80 million or whatever. So then they're saying, oh yeah, I'll take that. I don't need to make that money. But I'm gonna move on to the next player, which is Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton re-signed with the Bucks, 102 million, which is 34 million a year. He's only going to be signed for 3 years. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship in 2021, but Chris Middleton has been pretty much absent since then. He was injured last season. He was injured the season. He was injured in 2022. He was injured last season, and he didn't really live up to what he was an all NBA player. He's been the 2021 season when they won the championship, he was an all NBA player. Without him being an all NBA player, we've seen that they could lose to an 8 seed. Right? Yeah. So do you think that he could get back to the all NBA level?
How old is he? 32? 31?
He's actually the same exact age as Kyrie Irving. I was going to bring that up. They're both 31 years old.
31?
Yep.
You can never say no to something like that because you don't really know what's inside of someone to just work hard and get back to that space. But history doesn't really look good. The history doesn't make it really look good. I'm not expecting Chris Middleton to be back at his or exceeding the prime that I've already seen.
Right.
He didn't even have much value on in free agency. There was no buzz or roar about Chris Middleton.
We're talking about us. Let's just frame it right. I'm not trying to shit on him or not. We're talking about a second round pick that was in a G League at one point. A guy that he played great for those.
He's homegrown. He's homegrown.
Right.
Where you go and how you're brought up has a lot to do with your success.
Right.
You go to a shitty team, you have a shitty organization, you have shitty mentors for 5-6 years. That shit fucks the trajectory of your career up.
Definitely.
And Chris Middleton was an extremely good complementary piece to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Look at their personalities. Look at their style. Look at their height. Look at just they're a different unit. They're very coachable. They're very humble guys, right?
Damn, man, I gave him too much praise, man. He never made an All NBA team.
He was extremely good complementary piece to
All-Star.
All-Star.
So he's not a top 15 player.
He won a gold medal.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the right niggas, me and you will be on the team with that shit.
Most did. I just think he was a great complimentary piece.
Damn, he didn't win an All NBA. I swore Chris Middleton was All NBA.
If it was, it would have been in 2020.
Ben Simmons got All NBA. This nigga didn't get. Damn. Never.
It was interesting to see that nobody really was trying to fuck with Middleton. But if he brought the same thing to another team, that could win. Chris Middleton would have been good on the Celtics.
Yeah. Yeah.
That works. Chris Middleton would improve the Grizzlies.
Yeah. He gives you kind of what Desmond Bane gives you. But like at a young, like Desmond Bane is younger, but I feel like Desmond Bane's ceiling is Chris Middleton. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Possibly better.
Yeah, possibly better. Because I didn't even see Desmond Bane being this.
Yeah.
He is now. But yeah, Chris Middleton never made an All NBA team. I'm really surprised at that.
So again, the money with Chris Middleton comes from fan favorites. Who are you going to get in replace of him? If you let him go, who could you possibly get? There's business decisions that go on beyond the talent, right?
Wow, that throws me off, man. I've been hollering he's an NBA player. Damn. DeMar DeRozan's over him, really. He just doesn't have the chip.
No, I think DeMar's over him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the next guy. We're not gonna we only got
Middleton's a home guy. He's a home fan favorite. They paid him. You got to spend the money.
I definitely want to get your take on this next guy, man. We got 33-year-old Draymond Green signing a 4-year deal with the Golden State Warriors for $100 million, $25 million a year.
I think often think about how, and you be able to mark me on this. If Draymond Green wasn't a Warrior, I'd hate him. You know that, right?
Of course, man. You'd be like, man.
You'd be the worst athlete.
You'd be like, man, Julius Randle or somebody, not even him.
Oh, man. So I have a very
I'm surprised. Yo, you've been killing me with how you just discarded Jordan Poole so quickly. Because you were so Jordan Pooled out. Oh, watch this Poole. I've been watching him in G League, and he's this and this and that. And watch this guy. This so quick. He grows a beard, gets a weird edge up. And you said, man, get him out of here.
Out.
I was like, damn, bro.
Thanks for the year that you did. You played us, but you played yourself.
He gets punched in, but Cam and May, shout out to them boys. They had the scoop. They had a scoop, and they said what he said to Draymond. I might have punched him too if he said that to me. If that
was the truth about the salary talk and shit, and then whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't know if the Ice Spice thing is real or not, but even that too, man.
I've watched a lot of Warriors, and I watch Jordan Poole. I see his antics all the time.
Right.
How much was going on until it finally got to the point where Draymond was like, that was the one.
Right.
And if it wasn't the one, had they kept him again, it'd have happened eventually, right?
And would we even care about this? Would we be talking about this if it wasn't recorded and leaked to the public? Because we never saw that punch.
Oh,
we wouldn't even care.
No, because there's a lot of teams that has happened and we never knew it.
Right.
The only reason why we know about it is because it was the Warriors.
You think Jimmy Butler ain't mush one of these niggas, one of these Max Strutzes or something?
Absolutely.
Right. We never seen it.
Probably Tyler Hero.
Oh, no, not my guy, man. Yeah, you might be right.
I can't lie. If Draymond was anywhere else, he would be my perception would be completely different. But from a basketball standpoint, what he brings to the team, pay the man, and cutting Poole was a no-brainer. Everybody played themselves.
I was just really astounded that I just seen James Wiseman playing another motherfucking Summer League game. Sure. James Wiseman been in the Summer League 3 years in a row. Usually, after your second year, you shouldn't be in no goddamn Summer League, man. And the fact that he was playing Summer League today, and they got like Jalen Duren is like the feature. He's like a scrappy, get the rebound type. I'm like, damn, this dude was like third pick in the draft. And he's trending towards bust, man. I think that's why they got him out of there.
It was a bubble problem during that time. There was very, very small sample size of James Wiseman. And people invested in the little sample size that they saw, and they created this unimaginable ceiling for him.
Okay.
And they invested in that. Why wouldn't he? He's 7 feet tall.
Right.
He showed in limited viewing, so you got to think he's going to probably consistently do this. It's easy to buy into that. Just the same, or just as difficult to buy into a kid who goes to Santa Clara and dominates there. He could be the WCCC Player of the Year,
right? But
that doesn't matter because it's the WCC.
Yo, you saw that shit I sent you with Michael Porter Jr. where he said the AAU team is rougher than the NCAA and the NBA combined?
That's totally understandable.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, totally understandable.
And my boy that's an AAU coach said, yeah, he might be right about that, bro. I said, holy shit.
Look, I believe that when you're in the NBA, it's about maintaining continuity and keeping the organization and keeping egos in check and getting people to show up and do their job. You know your job, and you know the responsibility you have to uphold of yourself, to be an athlete, to be better than your competition. Coming up, it's ruthless. If you're already in the established family, you're all right.
Yeah.
Your head above water and just ball and do what's required, and you'll be all right. But good luck trying to get in, right?
True.
Good luck trying to get in.
True.
Because there's a lot of players that are doing a lot of things that no one knows about.
No, that's a good point.
Good luck trying to get in.
I'm going to move on to the next dude. So we heard Draymond Green. I know you're not a big fan of this guy, but he's 29. He's 27 years old, about to be 28 years old. 4 years, $90 million for Kyle Kuzma, NBA champion.
Not a huge fan. I like him less and less every year. Kyle Kuzma, 2018. I was so excited. Maybe it was 2018. Rookie year, Summer League. Super excited. Who was this guy?
Right. Who is this guy? Yep.
Mispronounce his name.
Yeah.
And then he showed up, but he's turned into some, picklehead type dude.
Stat chaser, right? Or stat stuffer.
He's not very much a very good representation of what I consider a prestigious league.
Okay.
Gifted kid who can ball. Great. Doesn't seem like he's got great. Great. He played ball. Ben Simmons.
I won't even get. I mean, at least he plays.
Yeah, but Kyle Kuzma is like, you see what dude wears. I'm on the Spencer Dinwiddie angle, man. Like, you see what Dinwiddie said.
Yes, that's it.
Everything he said, I co-signed that.
Okay,
that was enough. You see
where point.
You see
he's
where
trying to be in the. He's trying to get attention.
Yeah.
He's trying to go viral. He's trying to be the guy when Shaq and Barkley and them is talking about the game and they show him walking into the game and Barkley like, come on, man. Kyle Kuzma, what you doing, man?
I would never wear that color.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, he's trolling.
Yep. So here's the next dude. He's in the same age bracket as Kyle Kuzma. He's getting $4 million less, but he's making the transition from the Memphis Grizzlies to the Houston Rockets, and that's going to be Dillon Brooks. Just to preface it, Dillon Brooks was said by the by the Memphis Grizzlies that they wouldn't bring him back, and they kind of put the onus on him when they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers that it was kind of his fault. Yeah.
I'm surprised that the team took to him. To be honest, I thought it would be a season where he might sit out or he might get picked up maybe halfway through the season. I was actually pretty surprised that he got picked up as quickly as he did. I don't think he's very good. I think he brings like a certain element to the court, toughness and grit, but that's on the court. I would never have that dude on my team.
Okay.
I wouldn't. Anything is overpaying for him. And the Rockets, I don't know what they're trying to do, bringing that type of player to that unit.
Especially for 4 years. 4 years, basically a max extension as a free agent.
How did he get anything over a year? How did he even get a year? Anyway, people see something in him. I don't. Yeah. Not worth it at all. I give that an F. I should have just been giving you like letter rankings this whole time. That's
okay. Yeah, no. All right. No, that's good. That's good. We're gonna go to the next dude, which is Jacob Poeltl. I actually like his game. He's re-signing with the Toronto Raptors, $78 million for 4 years. How do you feel about that one? He's getting $19 million a year.
He earned that money.
Yep.
There was a lot of talk of him going to the Warriors, and I kind of wanted to see that. So I'm a little hurt by him not going to the Warriors. But going back to Toronto.
Yo, what was the dude that you wanted for the Warriors to sign? Saric. Saric is gonna be signing with them, they're saying.
He did sign.
That's what that's what Bleacher Report was saying. I don't know if he actually signed, but they definitely been saying that.
Yeah, no, it's official, I think, as of today.
Okay, and Chris Paul was to
actually sign. Darch was sitting there scoping out what Dame was going to do in Miami because Darch wanted to go to Miami if Dame went to Miami.
Okay.
That was like his holdup. He was spotting out what Dame was doing. Dame had this.
Get out of here, Dame, man. Oh shit.
I'm okay with it. What was the numbers on it? 126?
It's $78 million, $19 million, 19 and a half a year.
I hope he does what he has done for other teams with us. I hope he's a better Belly. We need size. 6'10", we'll take it. I'm happy to see him on like the second and third team distributing. He can hit threes for a guy who's going to be coming off the bench.
Yep.
And he's a high IQ player. That's what we like. That's what we need. Shut up and do your job.
7 years old. He's going to be 28 in a few months.
He's got the European
time.
flair. He's got the European style ball. Fits well with our system. He's not selfish.
I feel like he's everything they wanted Bargnani to be. If Bargnani was a damn first round, he was the first overall pick.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm cool with it.
So the next player that I got is Max Strus, who's 27 years old. He's going to be going from the Miami Heat to the Cleveland Cavaliers for $62 million over 4 years for 15. That's going to average about $15 million a year.
I give Sarge a B+. So with this, I feel like he earned all that money in a few weeks.
I said, no, I can't give him that. He earned it in 2 years.
You watched him more than I did. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. That's your guy. That's your team. For me, I would have taken it too. You can't knock that. That's when, like you said, those undrafted guys, man.
Because at the end of the day, like you sign Duncan Robinson and you want to give him, Duncan Robinson is getting $15-16 million a year, and you put Max Strus in there, who's undrafted, making, first of all, he was he was just a two-way contract out of the G League, and then they signed him to a full-time, which was $1.8 million maybe. So you got a dude that's on the bench just making $18 million, and you got this Max Strus character starting over a Tyler Hero too at one point. I mean, Tyler Hero started this past season, but the season before, Max Strus was starting over him. So Max Strus definitely earned. He definitely held his weight. He was a factor in two, deep Eastern Conference runs. The Miami Heat made it to the NBA Finals this year. Last year they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, one game away from the finals. So, and Max Strus was their starting guard, and he was the sixth man off the bench this year. I mean, I would say he kind of. I'll give him 6 man because Kyle Lowry didn't play during the regular season. Kyle Lowry was the 6th man off the bench in the playoffs, but Max Strus started in the playoffs, so
I give it a B+. It's a great pickup for Cleveland. He got his money, he earned his money, but it's a really good pickup for Cleveland. If he does exactly what he does, that we now know him to be, what he's capable of. That's a great fit for him over there because they need that guy.
And then I'm going to keep it moving. We got the 24-year-old Grant Williams moving from the Boston Celtics to the Dallas Mavericks. He's making considerably less than Max Strus, who I think Grant Williams is actually a better player than Max Strus, but that's just me. He's making $54 million, $13 million per year. For 4 years, and that's Grant Williams.
Grew a lot of respect for him, man. Interesting looking dude when he's out there on the court. Love his game, man. Love what he brings to a team. I think he could play on any team in the NBA. Not many players that can play on any team in the NBA and have a job. Not a flashy guy, obviously, but just a workhorse of a dude. Lunch pail type of basketball player. And you got to have those type of players on your team. You have to have those type of players on your team. So any team that picks them up, they're doing the right thing. It sucks if he goes to a team that's not really a contender, like Jazz. If he went to the Jazz, there's not much he can do on his own. But if he goes to a team like the Suns, who need a player like him, because they have all those other pieces filled, few players in the league are worth it.
Yo, I'm gonna fuck your head up because it gives you the same real. It gives you the same shit Draymond gives you, man.
Yeah, a poor man's Draymond.
Right.
a coming up Draymond.
Right.
Absolutely. He's the first player that came to mind when you mentioned the contract. Yeah. Grant Williams is a weird looking guy. It's kind of hard to. He was on the Celtics, and I was going against that team and stuff, and he did the headbutt shit with Jimmy. And
yeah, man. I don't understand why he wasn't playing though. They had fucking Hausers and all. That coach was weird for that, man. That's why Grant got out of there. I feel like, what were you doing, bro? Like, as soon as they put Grant Williams back in there and Time Lord, the other Williams, like the two Williams dudes, that's when they started coming back against Miami. If you recall, like they had weird Hausers out there. They tried to give you Malcolm Brogdon, hurt Malcolm Brogdon. I don't know what he was doing with that. So, yeah, man, I like Grant Williams. But I'm gonna keep it moving. We got a 25-year-old Austin Reeves who re-signs with the Lakers, $53 million, $13 million a year. Now, just to frame it, I heard that I don't even want to say I heard like I'm in the NBA circles, but what was being reported on ESPN, Fox Sports, Bleacher Report, NBA radio was that some team was going to possibly sign Max. I was going to call him Max. Austin Reeves to like a $90 million contract, similar to what Duncan Robinson got a few years ago, but it didn't happen, and he ends up re-signing with the Lakers for $53 million.
Amazing for the Lakers.
Oh, what letter grade did you give Grant Williams though? I wanted to get that real quick.
A-.
A-.
What team did he go to? He went to Dallas, right? Yeah.
Dallas. He could definitely be an enforcer for Luka.
I'll give them an A, actually.
Okay.
I'm not going to be petty. What more do you want to separate an A between an A minus? I mean, it's an A. To have a player like that to go around your Kyrie team and your Luka team, and
right.
Those two are going to continuously have a problem with on ball, off ball. Who's going to have the ball? They're going to continue to have that problem.
Yeah.
One thing that you would think would be a good little cornerstone of that unit would be some guy who's a dog who could come off the bench and, bump chests with other people and shit and not really care about his ego. So good pickup for Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to win it, but good pickup for Dallas. I give them an A.
Yeah, 7 or 6 seed, I think. But what do you give the Lakers for the Austin Reeves re-signing?
C plus B.
Okay.
He overnight became one of those community guys I told you about. Those
right.
family guys. They're hard to let go. And some of the value that they bring to the team is the fact that they're loved by the family. Some players
Tyler Hero, right? Heroes in that kind of frame.
Ooh.
Tyler Hero is like somebody compared him to Austin Reeves. I feel like he's over Austin Reeves, but same type of love for the love from the family. I feel like, right?
You don't expect this one from me. You know who the biggest culprit of this is? Oh my God, I'm gonna go to hell. Klay.
Did you say Klay Thompson?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm glad I got that off my chest.
Damn.
It would hurt like it would hurt.
Is this just being a prisoner of the moment though? Because he wasn't Klay Thompson. I mean, how could we expect him to be? I remember, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I remember last year, 2022, going into the season, you said, yo, man, that's right. The Warriors are gonna be back. Klay's coming back. I said in my head, now I don't doubt the Warriors no more. That's something I don't do. I don't do it. But I said in my head, how's one motherfucker gonna make this team a championship? This nigga coming off an ACL and a damn Achilles. You think this nigga's gonna really make them a chip contender again? Nah, fuck out of here, man. But
easy.
Like I said, I don't doubt Steph Curry, man. Steph Curry is amazing, bro. I love watching Steph Curry. I just what he brings to the game, bro. Like, what made me really understand what Steph Curry was or is when he was hurt. And they won like 15 games.
They were useless. They were useless.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
so it's everything that Steph is that you see that anybody from if I'm chilling with a couple chicks or whatever, my friends are over and we're watching basketball and they don't know shit about basketball, they're gonna understand who the best player on the court is very quickly if they don't already know the name. So I always look at teams like, who are you after that guy?
Yeah.
After that guy.
Right.
Well, if you take away that guy from every single team in the NBA, who are you now? Who are you left with?
Right.
And that team or that list of 5 or 6 contenders that I mentioned earlier now just got chopped in half.
Yeah.
Because the supporting units are the X factors for all these champions.
They're the reason that they win, man.
Steph isn't the reason why they win championships.
Right.
Steph is the reason why they're good.
Yep.
The reason why they win championships is all the things put together.
Yeah.
It's all the things put together.
What was my man's name?
Iggy come off the bench after an illustrious.
What was my man from last year, man? That when the Warriors won a championship, I was like, yo, this dude is hitting every goddamn motherfucking shot. Damn, man, he went to a different team too. He's not on the Warriors no more. It's not Toscano Anderson, but it's he was on another team too, man. He like came to the Warriors on some free agent shit, man. I'll think of him.
Or the championship team.
The championship team, not this past year.
Not Otto Porter.
There you go. Otto, Wilt Chamberlain's son.
They liked Otto. I didn't see it.
Yo, Otto was killing, bro.
I saw shots going.
He was making some buckets, man.
Otto did what he needed to do for us.
Right.
Did what he needed to do. I'm happy with that. It's the 5th, 6th, 7th guy.
Right.
It's again, but when you have talent that deep, that's what wins it.
Right. That's the point I was trying to make. Like Otto Porter, man. Otto Porter was on the Wizards forever, I feel like. And he wasn't giving out that type of work when it counted, you know.
I think the Warriors have established themselves as a destination where you know what you need to put out here and you know what you need to expect. You know damn well this isn't your team. And you know damn well you're here for a fucking role. And if you're not going to play that role, then you got to go to another team and you can worry about your money and all the other things that are important to you.
True.
It's very clear. Very,
very true. It's kind of like Antonio back in the day. You know what I mean? Like they're a lot flashier, but they get like the same type of work, really, like San Antonio did.
Very true. Steve Kerr.
Right.
He's a product of that.
Yep, that's the correlation. All right, let me get to the next player, man, because we're gonna switch it up soon. We only got a few more minutes.
Reeves was the last one. Austin Reeves was the last one you just asked me about.
Yeah, Austin Reeves. What was his?
I said that was a C+, B for them. He's a hometown guy. He made his shit. They like him. They need him in LA. They need a player like that. He's very unassuming. Right. He's below the limelight. He made himself cool when he had that I'm him game.
Yeah.
That was it. That's
I feel like a lot of their guys made their name when LeBron was out, and they actually kept afloat. They didn't sink when they was called upon, and when LeBron was hurt, they kept the whole Lakers organization afloat for them to even make the playoffs. So
I want him to stay there. I'm glad they signed him. That's a good signing. It's a B signing because they got him at a good value. He's a guy that already knows the system. They want to keep him. It's simple. Right. Good value. Keep it. Don't switch shit up. Unless you're going to go big.
Austin Reeves is 25, so he's at a good age where
was he going to go? Minnesota.
Right.
That's like a type of team that would have picked him up. The other desperate teams that know they're not contenders that want to buy players because they want to become relevant.
San Antonio. You know what I mean? He could be, I could see him on there.
Maybe with the exception of San Antonio because of the fact that they have a championship pedigree and they're in a super rebuilding phase. But any other team, Utah, Memphis,
Utah is definitely a good third
tier. I don't want to see Austin Reeves go to those type of teams and think that he's going to be the guy or that they're going to invest in him to be the guy. We want you to be our guy. Stop.
Right. No, stop.
Not ready for that. Not ready for that.
This is a guy that most, casual fans won't even know who the fuck he is. New Orleans Pelicans re-signed Herb Jones. $53 million a year, making $13 million annually.
13 a year. Earned every penny. I like the Pelicans. Right. Watched a lot of Pelicans games. He's a contributing factor. There should be zero surprise that they signed him. Got him for great value.
Yep.
They got Herb. Herb's one of those. He's like a Middleton type guy where they'll keep underpaying that man for the rest of his life. Do you know Herb?
I know Herb. Defensive standout. I like what Herb gives out, man.
Do you know him and like the things that he buys and doesn't buy and like how the car he drives and the stories?
Yep. He reminds me of a Bam Adebayo type, living with his mom and all that type of shit.
He's that type of guy. He's that type of interesting type of dude. So they'll always underpay for him. He'll always be cool with it.
So yeah, what's your grade on him?
He'll be an all-star.
Whoa.
Or he'll be a borderline like, why didn't Herb make the league? He'll be one of those guys. It might
seem to be a defensive player, like defensive team.
I
don't know about an all-star.
Eventually, everybody who's an all-star now will not be there. So they got to get replaced.
Right.
And they're not going to be replaced by players who are brand new. Like Bronny James won't be an all-star anytime soon. But Jabari Smith and these players that that we talking about, they will have ascended to that level. They'll be 29, 30 years old, flirting with their first all-star team.
Right. Bradley Beals and stuff.
Yeah.
Not saying him particularly, but like how he's like a 3-time all-star type deal.
Got to be some stars.
Right.
When all the superstars are gone, the old heads are gone, there's got to be some players left over.
The next player, I know you were like an undercover fan of this guy. And I think that he's a player that really wasn't on the big stage, and now he came over to the Lakers, and people got to get some eyes on him, and they're like, oh, okay, this guy goes a little bit. Rui Hachimura, he re-signed with the Lakers for 3 years for $51 million, which is $17 million a year.
Jesus, you get more output with half the money than you're paying players 30. Jeremy Grant,
right? He's giving you the same work, right? He's giving
human error. It's human error, bro.
He's giving you the same work as Cam Johnson, right? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong.
Cam and who are we talking about?
Cam and Rui Hachimura.
Rui put out more than Cam did this year.
Damn.
Okay. I can see Cam Johnson starting. Like, I don't even see him playing much. I just take it like a grain of salt. Okay, you guys say that he's good. There must be something I don't see, and I'm cool with that. Maybe there's something I don't see.
Rui is 25. Cam Johnson is 27.
I see what I see. I like Rui.
I like Rui.
I like that dude, man. Go out there and ball. Doesn't have much ego, and gives you what you want. Gives you what you want. Doesn't need to be the star. I love those type of players because we have stars. We build around them.
Yep. All right, what time? How much time we got? We got 12 minutes left. I'm gonna try to keep it moving fast because I want you also to get the that FIBA basketball. I'm gonna give you the FIBA basketball players, and I want you to know if they're gonna win a chip, win the, bolt up. No, get out of here with that bolt up. Get out of here with that, man. Get out of here with that bolt up. Darian, I hope you're still listening to this. Get out of here with that motherfucking bolt up, man. Bolt up. Yo, your boys won't even make the playoffs. I'm saying it now, man. Bolt up. Get out of here with that.
Chargers?
Huh?
Chargers?
Yeah, Chargers. Man, he's a Charger fan, man. Shout out to him, though. That's my guy, man. He always taps in, though. Always taps in. They won't make the playoffs.
Haven't we been amped about the Chargers every year for the last 2 years?
Exactly. Yeah, the daily.
It's not every year. It's every 2 or 3 years. It's like, yo, you know, we make some moves, and like we've always been doing this. The Chargers got Jason Verrett. The Chargers got.
My Jaguars are over them, man. My Jaguars are over them boys, man. And I told him that last year. I said, yo, your Bolts is finna lose to these Jaguars. No, they ain't. Da, da, da. Then when they was up like 21 and nothing, he texts me, yeah, see, I told you. He said, yeah, no, I'm here.
Jets.
November 6th in your stadium talking my talk against the Jets. I don't like no goddamn Red Sox, nigga. What are you talking about? Mets, and they's the shittiest of the shit. The Mets, the Jets.
You never liked the Red Sox in your life.
Right. I don't care about no Red Sox. I don't care about no Yankees neither.
Never.
Mets, boy. Darryl Strawberry, man. It's like my favorite player ever. If he didn't have no drugs, Darryl Strawberry would be Ken Griffey Jr., my nigga.
Arguably.
Right. So don't talk to Doc Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, Keith Hernandez, and them. Mets. Yeah, don't talk to him.
I want to say Lenny Dykstra.
He's talking about you. He talking about you with the Red Sox hat. That's what you said. Yo, let's keep it NBA, man. We'll get to my favorite player is you already know, man. I don't even
Shout out to the Mets.
My favorite player, man. He plays both ways. Pause. He pitches, he bats. He leads the league in home runs. You know who he is, man. He won the World Baseball Classic. Got USA out of there, man. Come on, man. We don't gotta talk about him. To me, he's on the trajectory to be the greatest baseball player of all time. So if we're gonna save it for another day, man.
Absolutely, he's on that. But
come on.
But can we ask if he's not already the best player?
I feel like he's the best player in the league.
No, of all time. Does he need? Okay, so if you remove him, what do the Angels have?
Mike Trout.
I don't know why Mike Trout.
I'm tired of him, man. I'm tired of him.
As good as he is, and as
Mike
much as
Trout.
they love him and all that, they
love him, man.
They've never won. Not only have they never won, they've never been a loser in the series.
Players still don't win. That's what I be trying to figure out.
What?
Every time that I pick them on FanDuel, they get me killed. I'm like, yo, these two dudes got the best two hitters like in the league, other than like, the dude from the Yankees, Aaron. What's his name?
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge. Like
the hitters, like dynamic players. Let's say. If back in the day you had two good players, two electrifying players, you're going to go deep in the playoffs. But like the fact that the Angels, this is crazy to me. The fact that the Angels have these two particular players and they're not perennial contenders, like it's not engraved in our heads that they're going to be the representation.
Right.
It's baffling to me. I don't know why.
The Houston Astros will have two niggas that I don't even fucking know and still beat their ass.
Breckman. Yeah, I know. And I find that fascinating. So the dude has a case to be top 5 hitters in baseball. Home run hitters.
Yeah, I think he still leads the league. I know he had a injury on his finger.
And are in the league as well.
Yep.
Who else do we have to compare him to? What's the guy's name?
Babe Ruth.
So after 100 years or whatever, 120 years later, I probably hasn't been that long, but 100 years later,
probably right. You probably in the same ballpark. Yeah, you're in the ballpark.
Here we are, the first player to have to play both sides.
Okay, Jose Reyes. Oh, okay.
We can't consider this dude arguably already to be like, okay, he might be the best baseball player ever. Ichiro Suzuki. He's one of the best hitters
I ever seen. Huh? I don't remember no motherfucking Ted Williams or no goddamn Pete Rose. I don't remember these niggas.
I don't know. I started with
Ichiro. I remember this nigga. Every time he batted, he got a motherfucking hit, man. Every time, man.
Couldn't do anything.
Damn, man. We threw baseball. They've been asking for baseball on this podcast, and I've been shunning them. Baseball. I like baseball now, bro.
You know, I heard something. This is how you
lose money on it, though.
This is why baseball should be respected. If you took a baseball player and put him in the NBA, he could score 5 or 6 points in garbage time.
Okay.
But if you took an NBA player and put him in behind the plate,
he's not batting 200. 0 for 5, right? Every night.
Not batting 200 at best. That's why I respect baseball. I can play any sport I put my mind to.
Did you? I don't think you're on Facebook though. Did you see that shit I put up on Facebook? I think. Let me just look at it real quick, just to make sure. It's if you got 30 minutes in an NBA game, right? Could you score 5 points?
Me?
Yeah, you, man. I said, hell fucking no. I got carried by my goddamn 14-year-old son against some niggas in Florida at a damn beach resort. I said, hell no.
That's 2 buckets for me. Can I get to the line?
Yeah, well, you know.
I score 5 points. Yeah.
Okay.
I do whatever it takes. I know I could win a 3.
30 million, I think. I think it was 30 million.
30 million to score 5 points? I don't know.
Yeah, 30 minutes or some shit.
30 minutes? Yeah, 30 minutes in a
game.
I'm
looking it up right now.
30 minutes in a game at home versus the Jazz?
Yeah, true or false? No, my bad. 5 million. You could score 5 points in an NBA game if you play 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I was more because there was an NFL one. They said, can you get 5 yards in an NFL game for like 5 million?
How many
I don't even know how many carries that you got at the running back. I felt like I could get 5 yards more than I could get 5 points, honestly. Because all you need to find is right,
bro. 5 yards is easier.
Find that right crease and get pause.
5 yards is easier.
Stick that arm out. Yeah, come on, man. But yeah, we digressed. We lost a lot of time. We got like 2 minutes supposedly left, but we might go over the time tonight. Got my man Lou on here, man. What did you give Rachi Uchimura? B+. Okay. The next one, I like this pickup. I can't even front to you. I like what they did. This is like their only fucking free agent move, trade, or anything. The New York Knicks signed Dante DiVincenzo to 4 years, $50 million. He reunites with Jalen Brunson. He reunites with Josh Hart and from Villanova, the championship squad. Maybe they'll get rid of Tibbs and get Jay in there. But 26-year-old, 4 years, $12 million a year, $12.5 million a year. How do you feel about that one?
12.5? Wow. He was seeking 8 was his market.
Okay. We got paid more.
Get Tibbs out of there for who? You had said get Tibbs out of there for somebody?
Yeah, for Jay Wright, the coach of Villanova.
Ooh. Yeah, great pickup for the Knicks. Great person to have on the unit. The Knicks aren't doing too much. They never.
They hate the Knicks.
they don't do too much in free agency, but
why is that? Every fucking year they be like, "Yo, this person's going to the Knicks." Donovan Mitchell's going to the Knicks. Michael Jordan's going to the Knicks.
Yo, do you think people latch on to the Knicks as much as we do because we're New Yorkers? Because the Knicks ain't shit.
No, they never. They haven't been
They
shit.
never been
for
shit.
years.
But we latch on to them like
Last time, well, Carmelo did. Carmelo did go to the Knicks. We got to say, Carmelo was in his prime. Carmelo was a top 10 player in the NBA, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For 10 years.
So he did go to the Knicks. He's the only one. And they paired him up with goddamn Lynn Sanity.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Amari Stoudemire with my knees.
Stat. The Knicks just don't do it big. I feel like they get this perennial exempt card every year just because they're cool.
Jalen Brunson was definitely a big pickup, big steal for them.
They suck. With that being said, I'm glad they picked up a good player in DiVincenzo. They should build around. They've got some good role players now, but their output doesn't come from bona fide stars. And Brunson can't do it all.
Right.
Trade Barrett. I don't know why they had that guy, but trade Barrett.
I think they were looking for the right trade for him.
Trade Barrett and Randall and go hard in free agency, but they don't. So
they don't.
They can trade for somebody who doesn't have a say, but they don't.
Right.
I think, you know what? I wouldn't doubt that some players just don't want the mystique or don't want the pressure to play in New York.
Yo, did you see what they did to Randall this year? Did you see what the Knicks fans did to Randall? Yo, they tore his picture down. They stomped on it. Get him out of here. You're a bum. Now, mind you, the last year they was saying, yo, he's all NBA. We need him. Sign him.
He was an all-star that year, too. First time.
Right. The Knicks got the best fandom, I feel like, in sports, right? They could be fucking they could be 9 and fucking 81. And these niggas will be like, yo, the Knicks is next year. We getting such and such, and we getting Zion Williamson and Michael Jordan's son and Bronny and
Barry Sanders is coming back. Yeah, Barry coming back.
Right. And they'll give you that work. So no matter what, the Knicks is gonna be there. Sold out every single year. I'll give them their props. Like, it's like the Knicks and the Giants fans, though. Like, the Giants fans are more entitled than the Knicks because they've won, but they got the same cloth. Like, they cut from the same type of cloth. Like, they'll be like, they'll win a chip. The Giants will win a championship and start off 0-4. Get Coughlin out of here, man. Sucks. I'll be like, yo, but did he suck when he beat Brady last year? No. Nah, get him out of here, man.
I remember that.
He's
they
crazy.
act like Coughlin was the problem.
Right.
Are there parallels between Jets fans and Knicks fans?
Say that again?
Are there parallels between Jets fans and Knicks fans?
Nah, the Jets is for the Mets, and like Jets is it's like those second tier teams. It's like the Jets, the Mets. I would put the Nets with them, but they're not really like a New York team. More so when they was like with Dr. J and all that. So if you go back in those times, so it's like the Mets, the Jets, the Nets, and the Islanders. All those specific teams are like Long Island teams. They're like Long Island and Queens. The Giants, they used to play in, I'm giving you like the long version of it, really. Pause. The Giants used to play in the same stadium as the Yankees until they got kicked out and they had to build their own stadium in Jersey. But it's like the Giants, the Yankees, the Rangers, and the Knicks. Like, those are the four teams that kind of mesh together for New Yorkers. Those are the number one teams, and then like the teams that I mentioned before are like the second tier teams. So
all right.
Yeah. But yeah, I got like
DiVincenzo is like a B minus.
Okay.
I can't say a B because they're not going to win because of him, but they picked up a good player. They picked up a good player who, man, it's probably gonna work pretty well, bro. They know each other and they
right.
So that's gonna justify the B. DiVincenzo doesn't bring him to the chip, but like,
No.
good player to have. Love his game.
All right, Brook Lopez, 35 years old, 2 years, $48 million, re-signing with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Today's NBA made him. Shout out to Brook Lopez, yo. He changed his game.
He definitely did. I love that you picked up on that. Yes, remember he was a low post scorer.
He was Robin Lopez. So it is interesting to see. He's 30. He's definitely up there in age, but he adjusted his game to what they need from him, and he's excelled at it. And he got the bag for it. I think he was out of the price range of the Warriors,
right?
Because the Warriors wanted him at the mid-level, whatever those exceptions are. He was
like $9 million, $8 million, $7 million. He's getting 22 and a half. No, he's getting 24 a year.
Oh my God! At 35,
right?
Yeah, you got to take that. And he stayed home, essentially home. Not
exactly.
Home. Love it.
Okay. Bruce Brown, 27 years old. He's 26 right now, but by the start of the season, he'll be 27. Moving from the NBA champion Denver Nuggets to the Indiana Pacers for 2 years, $45 million, $22.5 million a year.
People pay for what they see.
Right.
The market value for Bruce Brown was high because of what he is on paper. 6'9" wingspan, 6'7" wingspan from a guy who was like 6'5" or something like that. Plays the perimeter, hits corner threes. He does everything you want from him. Derek Fisher, but bigger, right?
Yeah.
Kind of that guy. Plays more defense, but Mr. Reliable. Porter doesn't get a shot off. Jokic doesn't get his shot off. Someone doesn't get a shot off. Oh, rebound, tip out. Who hits the three? You got to have those players, man.
He definitely went for them. He had like 22 one game, 17 another game in the finals. He definitely earned that 22 million if you're going by his finals output. You know, like if he doesn't step up, because those games that he didn't step up. I mean, let me say this. Those 2 games that he did step up, those were the games that Jokic and Murray didn't have a good game. And those could have been easily stolen by Miami to make it a series. You know, like Miami ended up losing in 5 games. So I don't feel like that's a series. But if you go 6 games, I feel like that's a series. So let's say Bruce Brown doesn't hit doesn't score 22. That could have easily been a more of a series. So yeah, he earned that 22 in my opinion.
He gives you a little bit of everything. Isn't Bruce Brown an 85 at all things?
Right. Perfect 2K rating for him. So perfect 2K rating for him.
85 across the board on everything that you need from him, and that's reliable. Pacers been making moves, man. They might be the Pacers or the Wizards will be that team that gets the Bulls or the
their slot.
There's another team it's going to be the Bulls or it's going to be
the Bulls and the Pacers could get the Bulls and Toronto slot.
Toronto.
Yeah,
they're not gonna. They'll be irrelevant.
Right.
But I believe it's gonna. Or it might be the Knicks. The Knicks might be like and hit shit the bed a little bit too. But I feel like the Wizards or the Pacers are going to surprise people because we're not expecting it from them. But the Pacers have some ballers right now.
One of them teams could win the midseason.
Yeah,
Pacers or Wizards or get to the midseason finals. You know what I mean? I could see that happening. Yeah,
Charlotte will be ass.
They're getting Bridges back too, so that could be big for them.
They're not getting better though. They're not getting better. I watched a lot of Charlotte games. I
don't really watch them like that, especially because LaMelo was hurt a lot last year.
They can ball, but they can't win. They play on lick of defense.
Yeah. I don't even know who their coach is.
The Spurs might overnight be good because they were lacking defensive players. They have scorers.
Keldon Johnson is nice to me.
Zach Collins is on that team.
Is Zach over there? Yeah, I think Zach is over there now.
They got McBuckets, I think, left, and then they had yeah, you're right, Kelly. They had some scorers, but they just don't play lick of defense. So maybe Wemby does that.
True.
So some
had a big game tonight, 27 and 14 in the summer league, though.
On the second game today, I mean, I told you that he was going to average about 17 or 18. I said.
Yeah,
and,
something like that.
I'll probably be
21
wrong.
and 11 I gave him.
You know what? I'll be wrong on that, and I should have realized this. Fuck. Because somebody has to score anyway.
Right. He's the number one option.
Yeah.
So if you're asking me, will he shoot 50%? Probably not. But, or maybe, let me boost that up. Is he going to shoot 60%? No, probably not. But maybe he's the number one option over there. He's going to be the go-to guy. He could shoot as much as he wants.
Yeah, he'll get 25, 30 attempts a game.
Right.
So he'll walk into 30 points.
He'll at least 21.
Yeah, he'll walk into 24 and 14. So
I think what his antithesis, like his high is going to be 28, 32, 28, between 28 and 32, 14 boards, 5 blocks. That's when he's an all-NBA player. And that's going to be, I say, 22 years old. He'll be that.
It's crazy. The one thing that Wemby has is that no one's going to block his shot.
True. Except for Chet.
He might get in there a few times and
I
contest.
like with Chet.
That's the only time that they play.
Imagine when Wemby gets that bulk, though, that 15 pounds of muscle and pause, and that extra, he's going to be crazy, bro. When they can't just move him, they can't just give him, when Kenny Lofton Jr. can't just bump him off his spot. All right, let's damn, man,
They got
out of time, but
female basketball.
I really want to get your all right, so we had Lopez and Bruce Brown. What did you give Bruce Brown? Like
Bruce Brown went to the Pacers. Bruce Brown went to the Pacers. B. That was a good B.
All right. D'Angelo Russell, 27-year-old point guard, re-signing with the Lakers, $37 million, taking a big pay cut because last year he made $37 million in 1 year. So he's going from $37 million a year to $18.5 to stay with the Lakers.
The $37 million was coming off of a 4-year Brooklyn deal, right?
Right.
Jesus. This goes back to what we talked about before. Paying $40 million for what? Wow. Well, salary.
He didn't play well, and a lot of people blamed him for their sweep against the Nuggets because he's the guy that they left open, and he just didn't. He didn't knock down shots. He didn't create. He didn't really do much.
No, he got up shots after the game.
They just go doing that. Yeah,
they can't. The man can't even try to get his game better after.
That's funny.
D'Lo is an interesting guy.
He was a former Warrior, right?
Yeah. He's he played for the Warriors for a little bit. We got Wiggins for D'Lo.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's where he came from. The Warriors. He went from the Nuggets. I mean, not the Nuggets. From the Nets to the Warriors to the Timberwolves. So the Lakers got him from the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Mid-season, right? Last year?
Yep.
D'Lo's kind of on that level of Kuzma, but he gets away with it.
Former number 2 pick, maybe number 3 pick in the draft.
He caused that problem in LA the first time around. He's a bit of a diva.
Right. He was on the Lakers the first time with Ingram and them, right?
And he did the Azalea thing where he violated bro code, right?
Yes, Swaggy P. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was years ago.
That was the start of his career, and he then went to Brooklyn. He had that playoff run that 1 year, and then they signed him to a lot of money.
Right, with Karis LeVert, and then that's before they got Kyrie and them.
Yeah, and they thought that he was the man. He had a great playoff run that 1 year. They signed him to way too much money, and apparently last year was the end of that. So now they're down to 18. I don't know. Is he even worth that much? Lakers could sign him. I don't know how great of a signing that is, because they dragged that man all throughout the offseason.
Right.
It seemed like they didn't want him. Now, how are you supposed to go out there?
Because this is the last guy that I'm gonna mention, and then we're gonna talk about the FIBA basketball, and then we're gonna get out of here.
It's a C. D'Lo's a C, because they weren't really they disrespected that man.
So, do you think that this guy could possibly be? It's gonna be between D'Lo and this guy for the starting point guard for the Lakers. We got Gabe Vincent, 27-year-old, going from the Miami Heat to the Los Angeles Lakers. $33 million, 3-year deal, $11 million a year. Who would you see starting for the Lakers, D'Lo or Gabe Vincent?
Well, they're going to start D'Lo.
Okay. I was like, damn. Do you think that Gabe Vincent could be another Kendrick Nunn?
It doesn't really pan out for him.
Yeah, like we just never see him again. Like Kendrick Nunn was going for the Miami Heat, and then he went to the Lakers, and then we never really heard from him again.
Let that be known. Possibly. Gabe Vincent doesn't have the stature to be a superstar in the NBA. He's got to work for his buckets, bro.
Right. He's a good shooter, though. I think he shot 38% from the three.
Plays with heart.
Yep. Out defender.
He doesn't talk himself to a ditch like some players do.
Yep.
He shuts up, he balls. I hope it translates over to the Lakers. Lakers are a hard team to play for right now, man.
Okay, Jamil said, "What's good?" He said, "That's Lewis that we grew up with." He said, "You look different, bro."
Wow. I just look over.
I didn't even see that he commented. That was like 20 minutes ago.
Shout out to Mel.
Yep.
Yeah, I was feeling a bit nostalgic. I came back from Cancun today. I was feeling a bit nostalgic, thinking about a whole bunch of people we grew up with. A whole bunch of people today. A 4-hour drive.
Yeah. So what would you put? This is the last guy that we're gonna go to the FIBA basketball. Gabe Vincent.
Gabe.
Yep.
Crowded now. I don't know, man. That's a battle. I feel like they just paid Gabe to come in there and battle with D'Lo.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with you.
So in that sense, they're going to challenge
D'Lo. Got a hurt ankle or something, sore ankle, sore wrist. Gabe's in there.
Yeah, but Gabe might pull that. Oh, Gabe gave us 24 today.
Right, and the next thing you know,
you might get that from him.
Darvin Ham got him as the starter.
I don't doubt it. I'll watch that. It's interesting they signed him. I'll watch that battle because the discrepancy in ability is very minute. So at any given point, Gabe could take that over.
Yep.
But D'Lo's the name.
He said, "Yo,"
and the Lakers are the type of team that
right. That's funny.
They'll justify starting you for the money. So like. They paid D'Lo the money. The Lakers are the type of team that'll start D'Lo just because of the money.
I know.
Even if Vincent might be the better fit.
Yep.
Lakers.
Yep. I agree with you. Because Vincent. Yeah, C+. Okay.
C+.
All right. So that's what we had for the free agents. So I wanted to jump into this NBA, or not even NBA, FIBA basketball team. So this year, it's not an Olympic year, but this is the FIBA basketball tournament. the United States has primarily dominated basketball, whether it's FIBA, whether it's the Olympics.
Yeah.
But this team, in my opinion, I don't know if they have the talent to win the FIBA basketball championship. So I'm going to go through the list of the players. So we got, now this is one of my guys, man. You know how we always got players that we, think that's going to go in the league and stuff. So Paolo Banchero for the Orlando Magic. We got Mikal Bridges. We got Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Jaren Jackson Jr., Cam Johnson, Walker Kessler, Bobby Portis, and Austin Reeves. Now, does that team win a gold medal in your opinion?
On talent? Yeah.
Okay.
I joked about it too, but now you just mentioned players that ball.
Okay.
So when you showed me the slip or whatever, I look at it and it's easy to laugh. Because we grew up and we used to see, I grew up with the Dream Team. Of course, it's easy to laugh.
Right.
Now it's definitely a different vibe. So it's I'm now looking at people that are younger than me.
Yep.
On the Dream Team, representing international basketball. So I don't see these dogs that I keep talking about, right? I don't see that in much of any of those players, except for maybe Ingram and Brunson. It's a good little duo, by the way. And Paolo. Paolo's going to eat. So, my problem is it's not the talent. My problem is not with the talent, because you just named a group of dudes that, if you think about everybody you just named, they are all going to gel very well together if they're coached well. You just said Brunson.
The coach. I think Spoelstra's the coach.
They're going to gel well. So you just said Brunson, Bridges. I'm not a huge fan of Triple J, but I still respect what he's going to give to the game.
Okay.
Another person. Oh, and B.I. and Paolo. So just those five. That might even be the starting five.
You don't think Anthony Edwards will get in the starting five? No? Yeah? Yes?
Maybe,
no?
Maybe. He's not a gel type of player. But assuming that they gel together,
yeah,
they should be able to walk through. No, they should be able to win a gold medal. It should be challenging, though. The world is caught up. And I think it's not glamorous to look at these people on paper. But to see how it could come together as a basketball unit, I see it completely. If they care and they want to win, they're going to win the gold medal.
Okay.
Why wouldn't they? Paolo Banchero is going to eat against anybody in the world, right?
Yeah.
If somebody shuts down Banchero, then he should already be in the NBA. We should already know about him.
I mean, some of these squads got NBAs. Boys,
True.
Man.
True.
France, Canada,
Nigeria.
If any teams that I was going off the top of my head, pause. France got Gobert. If they got
Wemby.
What's the other dude? I mean, Wemby if he plays.
Fournier.
Yep. What's the dude that used to be on Portland? Batum. Yeah. So I mean, they got NBA talent. Yeah. But I don't see Ntilikina. He's another dude that could play for France. But I don't see Wemby on there, which is deservedly so. I mean, he needs to focus on his NBA career. So,
if it gels,
yeah. I mean, Latvia got Kristaps Porzingis, Davis Bertans. I think these dudes ain't gonna give it. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna against the dudes that we named. Yeah.
I'm concerned about their backup players.
I'm looking at the rosters now, Australia, Dante Exum, Josh Giddey. That's really all they giving out.
Kyrie Irving. Joe Ingles.
Oh, stop, man. Nah, Patty Mills.
Landau. That dude Lawndale's from Australia.
Well, we got 2 Thon Maker mentions in here.
I saw a YouTube short on Thon Maker a couple days ago. He plays in Chinese league, I think.
Okay. Yeah, Thon Maker. What's the other dude?
His game shoots threes and shit.
Matisse Thybulle.
Thon Maker's on the French team.
Australia.
Okay, Matisse Thybulle's on the French team.
Australia.
Oh, okay.
So Australia, if any team,
yeah, Australia's got a unit. Mike,
if Ben Simmons would have played, maybe they would have been something.
He should.
Joe Ingles, the guy over there.
He should. Joe Ingles is that old, but I think he's still tall.
Yeah, he can hit some shots.
So you're talking about, so if we take all the NBA players that you just mentioned, BI, Paolo plays at an all-star level, regardless of whether he's an all-star. Who else is an all-star?
Yeah, against these dudes that I see here,
these players are better. These players are better, and if you put them on a unit together, it's like an all-star unit.
Yeah,
granted, it doesn't have to. We need Tatum on that team. That's who we want on the team. That's the guy who should be the fucking guy.
We definitely need. I think Tatum will play in the Olympics, though.
And that's sad that he's not on the team. But I think it's easy to laugh at that squad. But I also believe that they have the talent, and if they gel and really want to win, I think that unit can definitely ball together.
Yep.
You got to think about all the names you just said. Who's stopping who?
Right, because I'm looking at these other teams. South Sudan doesn't have, like, all these other teams don't even have no NBA players. Mexico, Lebanon, Lithuania, Mexico, Jordan, Italy, Germany has a few players. They got Mo Wagner, Franz Wagner, a few
Schroeder.
other dudes. Yep, Schroeder. Yep. But these Finland, Egypt, Dominican Republic, none of these guys got. Canada hasn't announced their squad yet, but Angola, Australia, none of these teams. I mean, not Australia, but Cape Verde. None of these teams have even announced their damn teams yet. So I could definitely see U.S. getting gold against these dudes. If they don't, then there's something wrong.
Canada might put up a fight.
They could, but if Jamal Murray decides to play and a couple other guys,
Yeah, that's a unit. Murray, Wiggins, Barrett.
Right. It all depends if they decide to play. They haven't really announced it yet, so. Yeah, man. So, bro, this was a great show, man. Amazing. Definitely appreciate you coming through, man. This is something that I've been waiting for you to jump in, pause. We got to do it again, man. We definitely got to do it again. I loved it. You gave some great takes, and yeah, man, it was 2 hours and 30 minutes. Usually we only do an hour and a half, so definitely great.
Cool. Works for me.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm gonna get this outro going here. One of my favorite local artists. They got one of the best sports songs I like. It's from years ago, but damn, they really went in on this though. So this is Up for Debate. It's your boy DJ Duya, special guest Lulu, chef du jour. You already know, in Mexico. Let's get it, man.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Let's go.
Screwy baby.
We the fucking team, gold bottles and that purple weed. Us versus them, spit a verse of me. Fuck world peace, niggas about to hurt the league. Adversity, uncertainties, put loyalty over royalties. Niggas never should've let my nigga Odom leave. Fuck the trading block, won't trade the block. Showtime, win with a hating stop. Goddamn, win with a hating stop. Like the Staples Center, we got clips too. Cause you need those, case shit pop. Fuck Live City, this our city. Let a nigga know when y'all tryna ball. Money long like Bonner make a saw. Front row, you ain't that sick. Like the front row, keep a bad bitch. Front row, next to Jack Nick, like D-Fish.